it was the practice that wasn't here at Flyers Training Center in Voorhees. Charlie O'Connor here with PHLY Sports. Monday, coming off of a day off, the Flyers obviously played on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 3 games in 4 nights. They disappointingly lost to the Rangers on the Black Friday game, then went to Long Island and won in a 1-0 shootout over the Islanders. Sunday was a scheduled day off. The expectation was the Flyers would be practicing on Monday, and I would be providing my post-practice update. Instead, the Flyers, about a half an hour before they were about to hit the ice, decided they were not going to practice. So this is a post-non-practice update for PHLY Sports. Still had some updates, though, because we did get a chance to speak with John Tortorella and a few players. John Tortorella was first asked, hey, why'd you cancel practice half an hour before they were about to hit the ice? And Torts basically first said it was my stomach. So our original thought was, were you in the bathroom? Were you throwing up? No, it was his stomach as in his gut. He took the read of the room this morning and just kind of got the sense that they were still a little gassed from the weekend. That in the grand scheme of things, 3 games in 4 nights, a lot of travel. I can tell you from personal experience, that trip up to Long Island, especially for taking the bus, which they did, not the most fun trek. You get home pretty late after those games since they weren't staying over. Maybe the Flyers are still just a little bit tired. John Tortorella just noticed that. He just took the read of his team and decided he did not think they needed to be on the ice today. They obviously all came in for workouts in the gym, so it's not like they didn't do anything today. Just didn't hit the ice. But John Tortorella did, when we spoke with us, talk a little bit about the weekend games. And he talked about the importance of Saturday's game, not just the fact that they won, but the fact that, as I noted in my column after Friday's game, tons of odd man rushes against the Rangers. Just not the kind of game the Flyers have played pretty much this whole season. Tortorella said he kind of spoke with the team after that game, before the Saturday game, and made it clear that while he doesn't want them changing the aggressive style, he doesn't want them completely going back to the way they played last year, where it was defense. They need to be a little more conscientious of staying above the puck, of back checking, of tracking. He used a lot of different words in terms of what that can be called, but really what it just boils down to is helping out your defense. And he felt like, number one, the team did a much better job out of it on Saturday. Obviously, they didn't give up a single goal, a few odd man rushes. Part of that was Samuel Ersson had a great game, but part of that was better defensive play. But it wasn't just the fact the Flyers did a better job. It was the fact that they played against a team that just doesn't play as fast as the Rangers. And John Tortorella and a few of the players acknowledged that, look, maybe playing the Islanders right after that dip against the Rangers, just a little bit of a dip in terms of conscientiousness, that maybe the Islanders were the perfect opponent because they are more of a half-court team. They're more of a grind you down rather than win in a track meet type of team. The Islanders were kind of the perfect team for that reset. Tortorella felt like they did a really good job with that reset. The final interesting little tidbit we got today, the focus was on Travis Sanheim and a lot of the questions. I believe one of the other writers, possibly Adam Kilman for NHL.com, was doing a feature on Travis Sanheim. So he was asking a lot of the players about Travis Sanheim, asking words about Travis Sanheim. But I personally did ask Tortorella a question about Sanheim, specifically the lineup, because this past weekend, we saw Rasmus Ristolainen return to the lineup on Saturday. Mark Stahl is now back in the lineup as well. They need to find ways to fit Igor Zamola into the lineup too. So it's a little bit of a logjam. Travis Sanheim is a left-handed shooting defenseman, but so far this year, he's played the right side. He's playing probably the best hockey of his career on the right side. However, if you were to move it back to the left, maybe you have a little bit more flexibility in terms of maybe moving Rasmus Ristolainen back into the top 4. Sean Walker certainly deserves to be on the second pair. He's been probably their second best defenseman after Sanheim. So if you insist upon keeping Sanheim on the right, that means Risto is a third pair defenseman, an extremely overpaid third pair defenseman. So I asked Tortorella, is there any thought to maybe moving Sanheim back to the left, where you guys see him as a right side only defenseman? John Tortorella basically straight up said, I like him as a right side defenseman right now. Never say never. Injuries, whatever. It can happen that he ends up back on the left. But for now, they think he's really benefiting from being on the right. So expect him to stay there. And how can you blame them? Sanheim's playing great on the right. I feel like it's honestly helping out his natural aggressiveness. A lot of talk from Tortorella today about the improvements in Sanheim's mindset. He's not watching the game anymore. He's going out and making other players watch him. That's what Tortorella wants from Sanheim. I don't think they want to mess that up when they feel like they made a real breakthrough with Travis Sanheim in terms of getting into play the way they want him to play, the way that I think everybody who's watched him over the course of his career with the Flyers knew he had the ability to play like this. It's just he didn't play like this for an extended period of time. Well, now we're through 21 games, and Travis Sanheim, really with only a couple blips, has basically looked like the guy that everyone hoped he could have been when they drafted him way back in 2014. In addition, he could potentially be up for his third Pelle Lindbergh trophy, team voted trophy on most improved player. He's won it twice in his career. I asked Travis Konecny today, have you guys joked about the fact that he might get a third? And Travis Konecny straight up said, I'm sure we'll all vote for him again. So keep an eye out for that. There's some other options. Joel Farabee is taking a nice step forward. There's certainly Sean Walker, even though they didn't watch him improve, he's taking a big step forward. So there's other options. But keep an eye out for the possibility of a three-peat for Travis Sanheim with the Pelle Lindbergh Award if he keeps up this play over the final 3 quarters of the season. Well, that's it for Charlie O'Connor in this post non-practice update for PHLY Sports. But keep an eye out for our daily show, which I will be on with Bill Matz today at 4 p.m. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching.